This is tough. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I am Abiodun Adebowale, your baby's doctor. You might be wondering that I have changed a little, but it may be the camera or something else. I have not changed, still me. And I'm bringing you a surprise topic today. It's unconventional, but it's still about a child or children. And I think it will serve as document or information or education to someone out there. And I hope you enjoy it if you stay long enough to watch it. It's also a surprise, and I believe you will enjoy it. Before you go ahead to scroll it forward or wait for it to load, I'd like to tell you to subscribe to my channel, to like this video if you enjoy it, if it's different, if it's something that you would also like to continue to see maybe in the future, you should comment as well. And I welcome you once again. It's been a long time, and thank you for joining me.
Alright, so welcome back. Like I said, it's been a very, very long time, and a lot of things have happened, and I'm going to tell you the reason why you've not been seeing videos from me. And it is this. Alright, so yes, I'm making this video at 9 months pregnant, which means I'm going to pop anytime soon. So if you're watching this video, this is my way of announcing to you that, well, that would mean that I had a baby a while back. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today we're going to do something very different. Myself and my husband. Okay, you saw my husband in the beginning. Alright, so we're going to do something very different. We're going to do a pregnancy tag, in which I'll be answering some questions that I have about this pregnancy. It's been a nice experience so far. This is going to change my perspective, because very soon I won't be talking to you only as a doctor, but also as a mother. So of course, the experience of a doctor and the experience of a mother will come to play in this. Yes, I'm going to sweat a lot in this video, and I'm going to be out of breath. So please cope with me. All right, let's get started.
Okay, so the first question is, how did you tell your husband you were pregnant, and how did he feel?
Okay, so that was actually it was a very nice experience, because we had been waiting kind of, I won't go into the details, for some time. And so every month, of course, I would always try, check and cry, and sometimes get emotional, sometimes go look for ice cream and all that. So this, I was not even willing to check that day, although I actually wanted to check. So it was like a mixed feeling. So when I was going to check, I had to tell him that, well, I'm going to check. He said, yeah, go ahead. Because that was not the day. I wasn't supposed to check that day. But you know, if you have been, trying to conceive, you know how the anxiety is. You get anxious and all. So I checked and I told him, and he was just speechless. It was just speechless. It was a very, very beautiful thing to see.
Yeah. You're speaking for yourself. I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, right.
So the next question. Yeah, it's been, of course, 3 trimesters. So which was your worst trimester?
The first trimester was my worst trimester. Oh my goodness. I am not the kind of person that will throw up. I'm not the kind of person that will have nausea. I'm not the kind of person that gets, aversion to food. But I had all this. In my first trimester, I lost weight. I wasn't gaining weight because I wasn't eating. I couldn't eat anything. I would eat plain rice, plain yam, without anything. I couldn't tolerate meat. I mean, who does not tolerate meat? And of course, I was throwing up. So yeah, I think my first trimester was the worst.
Okay, thank you. So some people, when they are growing or in marriage and planning to have a baby, they start talking about symptoms. My mom had this symptom and that. Which one was the symptom you've heard of in practice or in life that you prayed against, that you would not want to have, but then you ended up having?
Yes, the nose. Honestly.
But I gave you an exercise plan for the
nose lift.
Yeah.
So So the nose.
That's copyrighted anyway.
I didn't. He said I should be doing this. Maybe the nose will go like down. I had always said that I don't want the pregnancy nose, but that was the first thing I got after my first trimester. The nose.
Okay. So, your best feature. What was your best feature in pregnancy?
I would say the bump. I just think that's just the best feature. I think I would say the bump. The bump, yeah. As it grows, it becomes very fascinating. Until, of course, the stretch marks came, but yeah, the bump.
And how people would excuse you, give you
Yeah.
sit and all that.
And when they see the bump, they tell you, oh, okay, sorry, madam, come and sit down and all that. So yeah, the bump is just the best. Yeah.
Okay. So this is not the voice of your husband, but anyways, here's a question. What was your husband's reaction at the first scan?
It was it was actually very similar to his reaction when we had the result. He was just there. And he was like, and I think he was just basically jumping everywhere because it was about 12 weeks then. He was just there. It was just marveled. I think he's going to be a proud dad.
Yeah, I think too. Okay, so on to the next question.
Okay.
Was there any weird symptom you experienced in pregnancy?
Yes, I had quite a number of weird symptoms, very weird. And I think the weirdest of them so far is this nostril that keeps bleeding. So I have this nosebleeds. Growing up, everything, I never had nosebleeds. But in this pregnancy, and up until now, I still have the nosebleeds. Hopefully when baby comes out, it will all go. And then, of course, I had these weird pimples, acne. Not just on my face. I still have the acne on my face, if you look at it very well. I had to go learn how to make up so I can cover some of those. You can see that. You see, my makeup is on fleek. All right, so I had it everywhere on my chest. Very weird. But I think those are the very weird ones that I had.
Oh, okay. So the next question
Right.
that I have is, which was your favorite trimester out of them?
The third trimester. Yes, this trimester. I get tired a lot, get out of breath. Not, you don't get to sleep very well, but it's less stressful. I don't vomit. I eat anything that I feel like eating, and I think this is still my best. The third trimester is still my best trimester so far.
Great. So about, okay, part of fashion, which is clothing. How has it been? Did they become more fitted or loose, or were you able to access the kind of clothes that you would like to wear? And how has it been in that regard?
Well, I think I did very well. The first thing I did was I made scrubs. I changed my scrubs because I was beginning to look like someone sandwiched in my former scrubs. And I did a lot of fitted clothing until, people would always say, why are you wearing fitted clothing? What is your problem? Stay loose and all. And then, of course, I enjoyed wearing those loose clothing too. So I think it was a mixture of both for me.
Okay. So as a craving specialist that you are, did you discover some cravings that are different from the ones you would regularly have? No, I'm just asking questions.
Yeah, right. Okay. So, no, I didn't really have cravings. You know how people say they have crazy cravings that around 11 p.m., 12 a.m., they are looking for one weird thing. I didn't have that. And even if I felt like eating something or taking something, if it wasn't available, I wasn't the kind of person that would, chase after that. So I didn't really have all those weird cravings. But of course, ice. I took a lot of ice. I'm still taking a lot of ice. It's like my go-to. And yeah, super yoga for some reason. Yeah, those two.
Yeah, those ice cream in a pack.
Yeah, it's like yogurt in a pack. It's frozen. Yeah.
Frozen yogurt.
Frozen yogurt, yeah.
So, on the opposite side of cravings, did you have any aversions, food or non-food aversions?
Yes, I had a lot of aversions. I didn't want to, at a point, it was changing from time to time. At a point, I didn't want to see meat and chicken and fish and egg. Then later, I started taking eggs and chicken. So I think I fell in love with the chicken family. Then for some time, I wasn't taking beef. I didn't want to see beef. Then subsequently, I started taking beef. And what else again? Okay, yeah. Unfortunately, there were some people that were advertising food when I was in my first trimester, when I was having that turbulent, period. So till now, I still don't want to see their food. And it's quite unfortunate because they look good, but I hope by the end of this whole process, I'll be able to go out to, try those new foods and everything. But for now, I really don't want to think about them.
Yeah, that's quite affordable to manage.
Oh, okay, you're talking about your money.
No, just life generally.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, okay. Over the months, did you notice any funny habits that you may have picked up or developed as you progressed?
Yeah, and this used to piss my husband off a lot, but I think he has gotten used to it now. So I get to have a lot of what we call postnasal drip. So it feels like there's always something at the back of my throat, and I always need to clear the throat, and he doesn't like it. But now I think he's indifferent. When I do it, it's just like, you get, but
she's lying.
So that's it. I think that's just the funny habits that I got here. That one.
Okay.
I hope I don't do that in public.
Yeah. Or on video.
On video. All right.
Okay. So, looking back and forward, what has been maybe the best part of being pregnant or the worst part of it?
Well, the worst part of it, let me start from there, would be the annoying symptoms that comes. But the best part of it is knowing that you're expecting a human being. A human being is growing inside of you. You can feel the kicks, especially when I feel the kicks. It's like very slow. Someone's calling in, hey, come and feel the kicks. Well, first time mom, don't blame me. But it's usually very nice. Even when I'm with my friends, I'm like, come and touch it. I always like, my mom, when I tell my mom, come and touch it, she's like, please leave me alone. I think she has 2 kids. So she's like, what's the big deal? But for me, it's still a big deal. And I think the process generally is just the best part of it for me.
Great. So, are you ready to have your baby and be done with pregnancy?
Yes. Yes. Like this last few days, I'm just like, please come tomorrow. Please come tomorrow. Please come today. Please come today. But then we wait patiently. We've waited so far, and we are still here. So we'll wait.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So this is what we're expecting. I hope that when she pops up as a she and not as a he. Because if it pops up as a he, he's going to have to wear those clothing because I have a lot of girl clothing. But yeah, this is what we're expecting.
Great, yeah. Okay, so did you get any YBD experience from this journey that you would, maybe be sharing with viewers?
Yes, yeah. A lot. It's a different case when you talk as a doctor. You talk as someone that has read, that has, practiced, has met people. But when you're talking as a doctor that has experienced, the whole process and all, it's a different thing. So yes, I believe that this whole process and the processes to come will change a lot of things about me, my perspective about some of these things. And of course, I'll share them with you. I'll be glad to do so.
Great. Thank you for joining me on my...
On your channel.
Oh, sorry.
On your channel.
No, go ahead.
Your baby's doctor.
Go ahead.
All right, so thank you so much for joining me for joining us, your baby's doctors, on our channel today. Thank you so much for sharing our joy. I pray that for everybody that is trying to conceive, you also come freely, easily, by all means. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you want me to do more of this, random things sometimes in my videos, just tell me. Drop it in the comment section below, and I'll be here to always here at your service. And I promise, okay, maybe don't let me promise, but I'll try as much as I can to make sure that my content will start coming back weekly as we used to have them before. So thank you so much for joining me. I remain Ayobola and Abiodun Adebowale, your baby's doctor. See you next time and have a lovely time. Bye.